Hello guys, I wanted to make a quick Rayleigh deck video talking about the deck. It's been gaining a lot of popularity lately, topping a lot of events, and I just wanted to show how you're supposed to play the deck, how strong the deck is, and yeah, just like very straightforward. So if you guys don't know what Rayleigh does, for those that actually don't know, by the rule of the game, you cannot play any 5 costs or more, which you don't really run any because the deck is already very strong with the other part of the effect. Whereas if you reveal 2 events from your hand, you can give a character with 4,000 or less on your board plus 2,000. So that allows you to give like 2,000 for like cards like Buggies, which is a searcher, making him a 5k, and you can basically attack it for 5k onto your opponent's leader. That gives insane value. A searcher that already gets you to draw a card out of your deck, gets to poke 5 on your opponent and ripping 1 card out of their hand or taking a life. So essentially this buggy gives you like a +1, because 1 for just like cycling himself, getting a card out of your deck, you get to attack with it, and if your opponent doesn't want to get poked again by the buggy, he has to swing into it. So right there, like, you just got insane value out of your searcher with this Rayleigh leader. Yeah, so that's what the Rayleigh leader does. Insane. So first off, 4 buggies is probably one of the best cards you want to see opening hand, mostly turn 1, mainly because it's a 3,000 power. What buggy does, it cannot be KO'd by slash. And on play, you can look at top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a red event, and add it to your deck. Quite straightforward. Really good to look for a second event with Rayleigh, since you need to reveal 2 to activate his effect. So turn 1, you want to look for buggy. Mostly if you're going first, because you only have 1 Dawn, you get to set up your buggy. And when you get 3 Dawns, you can swing with the buggy and do whatever else you want with the other 3 Dawns. So this is the best card to search if you're going first. This is probably the best card to search if you're going second, because at 2 Dawns, you can also do Boa. Boa is a bit better than buggy because Boa is also a 3,000 power base. On play, look at top 5 cards of your deck, reveal 1 monkey.d.Luffy or a red event and add it to your deck. Then activate main, you may trash this character, give up to 2 rested on to one of your leader character. So that means if you had another character set up, you can swing with the Boa for 5 using the leader effect +2. So the Boa get to swing for 5. You can kill the Boa, give 2 rested on to another character, and he swings again for another 5. So essentially giving you a lot of aggro, which is what Rayleigh is known for, like being one of the better the best aggro deck in the format right now. You still want more searchers, even though they're not 3,000 powers. Even 2,000 is really good because you can still do leader effect and just attach 1 Dawn. Nami, look at top 5, add a straw hat from your deck to your hand. Sorry, look at top 5, add a straw hat to your deck to your hand. I keep saying deck, but it's not your deck. So yeah, straw hats, really good searcher. Shakuyaku, same story. Look at top 5, add a monkey.d.Luffy or red event from your deck to your hand. So right there you have 16 cards that's a character and a searcher, giving you more consistency. 4 Luffys that does something somewhat similar. On play, you may reveal 2 events from your hand, play 1 red character with 2,000 powers or less from your hand, and give 1 rested on. So essentially you can play Luffy, play 1 of your searchers, or a better card would be the 3-cost Sanji, and you can attach a rested on. So let's say you only had these guys on board. You didn't draw the perfect curve, you didn't draw a buggy or Boa, but you had Shakuyaku the turn prior. You can play monkey.d.Luffy, reveal 2 events, play Sanji, and the second part of the effect of a Luffy is attach a rested on. So you attach a rested on Shakuyaku, and if you do Rayleigh's effect, he goes to 5, and you can swing for 5 onto your opponent. So yeah, Shakuyaku giving you another 5k swings, which is great. because the searcher gained value out of it. Sanji is just busted because during your turn he's plus 3000, so he's a 6k. You don't even need to do leader effect for him to be able to poke your opponent. And on a KO, you draw a card. So a really good card. And there's also the Brook, which is a 2k. Essentially, if you play Luffy and you have a searcher on board, or maybe you have multiple searchers on board, like you have a buggy and a boa, and by turns, like your turn 3 when you have 6 dawns, or 5, whatever the case, you can play Luffy, play Brook out, attach 2 Restodon to one of these guys, leader effect onto the other, and they both get to swing 5/5, and then the leader 5 also, which is a lot of aggro. Like at this point of the game, you get 3 swings, and next turn you have 2 bodies set up that can do essentially the same thing over and over, which is a huge aggression on your opponent. So yeah, and there's last card that I want in my list, which is 4 Zoros, because Nami sometimes whiffs, and you don't want that. So I'm playing 4 Zoro since they're straw hats and searchable off of Nami. But there's some list that plays 2 killer and killer, which I think is really good too. Is just, I like consistency and I'd rather not whiff. But if you feel like your list is good enough, have enough straw hats, you can cut the 2 Zoros for 2 kid and killers, which I might try, but like, it's just a gambling games, right? It's odds of, is your Nami gonna whiff or not? And the Zoro, the moment you play it out, you can rush, so it already makes up for its value, which is insane. 4 observation haki. What this does is activate main, not activate main, main. Give 1 active dawn to one of your silver Rayleigh, so your leader. Look at top 4. Reveal 1 red event or 1 character card with 3 costs or more, and add it to your hand. So this can add any events that you have, or a 3 cost or more. So you have Zoro, Luffy, Sanji, which are your targets basically. 4 unblockable, which is attach 2 active dawn, give it to your silver Rayleigh, and that character or leader cannot be blocked. It's basically the unblockable. Give 2 Restodon to your leader, and you can swing without getting blocked. So it's a great finisher for endgame. If you manage to poke your opponent to 0 life, you just play this, jam 15 life. Very powerful card to close the game. And even the turn when your opponent has 1 life left, you can still do the same play if you have 2 in your hand. You jam 15, and then if they don't have like enough cards in hand or counters, you do the same play next turn, you jam 15 again, and you just basically close the game with the unblockable. And what's crazy about these events is they're all counters, which is 2k counters, so they're not bricks in your hands, even if like you draw multiples. Like the only one that's not a 2k, it's the observation one, but this is a searcher, so you essentially play it before you get to the late game. 2 color of arm haki, which is activate on main. You may give 1 active dawn to one of your silver Rayleigh and give 1k. So basically this is essentially +1 extra k for free. Like you attach a dawn and he's +1. And another +1 since the dawn is attached, so he's like 7 at this point. But yeah, it's good for closing games when you just want to be aggro and get their life down. 4 Conqueror's Haki. This is probably the most busted card in the deck after like the aggro shenanigans. Like red being aggro is like something like that already existed in the game, but this card is counter, which is a 2k, same thing as all the other events. You can rest 1 of your dawn, give all of your opponent's leader and character minus 1000 power for the rest of the turn. So if you have 2 or 3 in your hand during like your late game, when you have a full board and you're about to like push for game the following turn, you just like chain 2 or 3 like Conqueror's Haki. Their whole board is -3, plus they give 2k on the battle. So essentially you can't lose your board if you have multiple Conqueror Haki in your hand. It's just really hard for them to kill you when you're just like keeping these in your hand. So this card is absolutely busted. Crazy card. 3 Gum Gum Mole, because in the meta right now there's a lot of cards that are threats you want to remove, such as Cavendish, or any, like a lot of decks has like 1 big bodies and they're like playing around it. So if you have a 6k body such as Sanji or Luffy, or even if you just attach Dawn onto one of your character, You play Mole for 4 dawns, and you get the KO of 7k, sorry, because it goes minus 5k on one of your opponent's character, and if you have a 6k body on board, which is Luffy or Sanji, you get to KO 2. So it essentially removes a 7 cost body on your opponent's board. I run 3 of those because I want to remove bodies that are threats, and it's a straw hat card, so Nami can add it to your hand. And the last card is 1 bad mana kicks. Sometimes you'll end up like having a lot of bricks in hand. Buggy is not a counter, just so you guys know. Buggy, Boa, Zoro, or even like multiple moles. Sometimes 1 0 cost event is good to like filter out your hand. Yeah, this is the deck list, quite straightforward. Essentially your goal is just to aggro down your opponent. Play the searchers. Gain maximum value with your leader, giving them 2Ks. Poking them for 5. Essentially, you'll overwhelm them so much that they'll have to give up their whole hand size. And you'll have a full board of like a bunch of searchers. And your hand's going to be stacked with these events. And it's going to be super hard for them to kill you because it's a bunch of 2Ks. There's some bad matchup in the meta right now, which is like Bonnie and NL. Bonnie is quite, like, it's bad, but like, it's manageable if you find your mole in time and they brick a little bit, they miss some of their curve. You can manage against Bonnie, but like, once they settle up and they turtle up with like 8 cost kid, Dofi chain, shenanigan, like, it's kind of rough for Rayleigh to come back, or like the game's pretty much over at this point. But if you manage to remove their body early on and gain tempo by swinging at them, against Bonnie it's not too bad. But in Nels is a different story, it's pretty rough. They just constantly heal, and you just basically have to hope that you're able to rush them down and they don't have any counters. But yeah, those are your 2 worst matchup. Against Zoro, it's manageable. You just have to poke them down, which is what Rayleigh essentially does. You have to be aware of Electric Luna, because if they run Electric Luna on you, it's just hard for the Rayleigh to come back because they freeze your whole board. That turn you do nothing, you pass. Zoro just keeps swinging at you and you just take a lot of life, so it's hard for you to come back. Yeah, so this is basically a short video on Rayleigh. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I played it for a bit. Some of you guys caught me on the sim. I played at locals. The deck is busted. It's being very highly represented right now, so I think it's nice for me to showcase some videos, some gameplay of the deck. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, feel free to message me. I will do my best to answer, but I've been quite busy and spammed also. Thanks. Peace, guys.